Hey guys, your Dark Avenger Chris here, and this is my DVD review of the straight-to-DVD animated movie by DC Comics, Superman Batman Public Enemies, based off of the graphic novel Superman Batman Public Enemies by Jeff Loeb and artwork by Ed McGuinness. A little background story on the graphic novel is Superman Batman Public Enemies originally was meant to kickstart the Superman Batman ongoing series, which is still going on in the DC Universe to this day. It was an explosive and amazing kickstart to the series. It introduced both characters from the Superman and Batman rosters and put them together in an explosive storyline with an explosive ending. It was just explosive. It was amazing. It was a great graphic novel. But we're not here to review the graphic novel. We're here to review the movie. And for those of you who have bought DC Comics straight-to-DVD movies before, you guys know that even though it's based off the graphic novel, it differs a lot from the graphic novel. So yes, if you would like to compare, for those of you who own the movie already and you'd like to do a compare and contrast to the graphic novel, in my description I will be posting both the links to the movie and the graphic novel. I'm going to be using Amazon.com links. You do not have to go on Amazon.com to buy them. I'm sure you can find the graphic novel and the movie basically anywhere that deals with comic books or anything like that. A little synopsis of the movie now is, in the beginning of the movie, Lex Luthor gets elected president. And of course, first of all, Lex Luthor president. Wow, what the fuck? Anyway, Lex Luthor becomes president, and of course, the biggest tragedy happens right after he gets elected president. Huge kryptonite meteor is headed towards Earth. So Lex Luthor comes up with a little plan of his own without, the help of the Man of Steel, and he goes off and he tries to do it. Now, Superman, on the other hand, he's kind of against the whole fact that Lex Luthor is president, but of course he's going to keep quiet about it. Now Lex Luthor uses this kryptonite meteor as like a way or an excuse to get people to go against Superman and to get the world, of course, against Superman. And of course, in the middle of this story, Batman comes in to help Superman during one of the fights that he's in, and of course Lex Luthor makes them both out to be terrorists, or makes them out to be against stopping the meteor, and they become public enemies, thus the title of the movie. So basically, Lex Luthor's plan fails. The meteor is still coming towards Earth. He goes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and he decides to, he decides to let the meteorite hit and start the new world as the Earth's ruler, instead of just a ruler of the United States, or the President of the United States. Basically, Superman and Batman stop him. They find out where the meteorite, they had to find the coordinates. They find the coordinates, they go off, Batman stops the meteorite, epic fight between Superman and Lex Luthor. Superman beats Lex Luthor, and in the end, Lex Luthor gets impeached. Who saw that coming? And the story had a great ending, and that's basically the synopsis. So when we got this movie over a week ago, my brother, Mike, Dude of Rock 18, who was holding the camera,
Hi.
We sat down and we watched the movie, even though I just gave you the synopsis before mentioning that. And, I took down a few mental notes. Okay, now let's start with the actual movie. Let's give it the review. The artwork and the animation was top-notch. It was great. It kept you going, wow. The animation was amazing. The fight scenes and the storyline was, well, I'll explain that later. Anyway, the animation was great. Voice acting, once again, was also awesome. Mike and I both realized three of the voice actors from the Superman and Batman animated series reprised their roles. Tim Daly as Superman, Kevin Conroy as Batman, and Clancy Brown as Lex Luthor all reprised their voice acting roles in this movie. Also, for those of you Smallville fans, Allison Mack, also known as Chloe on Smallville, voiced Power Girl. And the voice acting also, it went with the animation perfectly. It was amazing. So voice acting was good. Animation was good. The story was good. There were, however, some downsides. First and foremost, the movie was way too short. Little over an hour long. It was 67 minutes running time. And for those of you who know have read the graphic novel or know the storyline a little bit, you know that 67 minutes is not enough. Actually, I shouldn't say 67 minutes, because you got to figure 5 minutes for the end credits, 2 minutes for the intro, and you got an hour. An hour to tell this story. Now, I understand it's different. It's a retelling of the graphic novel. But the story leaves you wanting more. Not more as far as an ending. It ends perfectly. but it leaves you wanting more of a story. You want more. You want them to flesh out the story a little bit more, which leads me to my second problem and what could have helped lengthen the story. There was a lack of characters as far as heroes and supporting cast on both the Superman and Batman side. People in the comic book series, you had guest heroes: Superboy, Steel, Nightwing, Robin. Where were they in this movie? They were nowhere to be seen. As a matter of fact, speaking of Superboy, he has yet to be even acknowledged in the DC universe as far as animation series or anime movies. He's alive to this day in the comic books. You'd think by now they would want to put him somewhere in this animated universe. I mean, I don't know what WB or DC have against putting him in an animated short or an animated movie, but he's yet to be acknowledged. As far as supporting roles, I mean, like I said, Robin, Nightwing, none of them were seen in this movie. Don't get me wrong, though. There was huge cameos from tons of DC Universe villains. There was, in the middle of the movie, an epic fight between Superman and Batman against tons of supervillains, including, to name a few, Mongol, Grodd, Solomon Grundy. That's just a few. There was a ton more. That was the best part, and I think you could agree with me, Mike. That was like the best part of the movie, just seeing Superman and Batman wailing off against tons of supervillains that are after. Actually, Lex Luthor, when he claims Superman has a bounty, he puts a bounty on Superman's head, and all these supervillains want that bounty. Who wouldn't want $1 billion? So they all go after Superman.
Fortunately, Joker wasn't in it.
Unfortunately, Joker was not in this. So for those of you Batman fans out there saying, "Oh, is Joker in it?" I mean, Lex Luthor's there. I'm sorry, guys. Joker does not make an appearance in this movie at all. But it was still an epic fight. So other than the fact that there was a lack of supporting superhero cast members, the short time of the DVD, I would say it's still more than worth going out there, purchasing, and watching. It was definitely worth the money.
Isn't there something else, like another DVD that's similar to this one? Like the one that's over there?
Oh, that's right, Mike. I did some research. Thanks for reminding me, Michael. The director of Superman Batman Public Enemy, Sam Liu, also directed another animated movie, Hulk versus, but not Hulk versus Wolverine, Hulk versus Thor, which in the back here, it's Hulk versus Thor. And funny story, Hulk versus Thor also was under an hour. Well, Superman Batman was an hour, but Hulk versus Thor was under an hour, clocking in at 45 minutes. Sam Liu seems to be an amazing director. I mean, there's tons and tons of action in his movies. The only thing is, I'm kind of feeling that he's better off doing episodes for TV shows, because it seems he's good at making shorter films with more action. We need somebody who's willing to go that extra mile and make movies movie length. I mean, you'd expect a movie like this to be 90 minutes, a little bit more, maybe even more than 90 minutes. You expect it to be like maybe 116 minutes, and it wasn't. And was really a downer. When the movie ended, it leaves you going, that was awesome, but I wanted more in the middle. I wanted more of the story. I mean, it was a great movie. I can't really, the time, it was a negative, but it wasn't a huge negative. The positives absolutely outweighed the negatives in this movie. So, I'd say on a scale of 1 star to 5 stars, I would give this 4.5 stars. I'm sorry, I have to take off that half star because of the length of the actual movie. It should have been a lot longer. There should have been, I mean, come on. You got to eventually DC's got to put Superboy in an animated movie. I mean, they don't have to, but I'm hoping that they bring more supporting cast as far as superheroes in future movies. And anything you'd like to add to that, Michael?
I would suggest that everyone buy this DVD because Superman and Batman make one hell of a team, and I agree with you with it being short, but it was an awesome movie I have ever seen in all DC's
Absolutely.
ever.
And there is also a score soundtrack for those of you who are interested. I'm not going to post the link to that. If you're interested in getting the CD soundtrack, you can personal message me or comment me, and I will send you the link. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my very first DVD review. There will be many more to come in the future as DVDs become available. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed sitting here and giving my... This is, of course, speaking of that, these are my opinion and my opinion alone. You don't have to agree or disagree with what I have to say. These are just my opinions. You don't. I don't. I'm not. I'm not a top-notch critic. I'm not in the newspaper. So take my opinion for what it's worth. If you want to go out and buy it, if you think the movie was crap, that's great. That's your opinion. These are my opinions. Anything I review is my opinion. Alright guys, this is your Dark Avenger Chris. Catch you guys later.